Welcome to my YouTube channel, Family Drama Files. Please like, share, subscribe for more emotional videos.
I spent 11 months believing my marriage was worth saving. Every late night excuse, every suspicious message, every cold silence. I ignored them because I loved my wife and trusted the vows we made. Then one afternoon she admitted everything. The affair was real. It had lasted almost a year. And she was pregnant. I expected at least one apology from her family. Instead, they looked me in the eye and said, "Be mature. Accept the baby. Move on." They thought I would quietly sacrifice my future to protect their reputation. They had no idea I had already made one decision that would change every one of their lives. My name is Victor. I have been married for 7 years. We were not rich, but we had built a comfortable life together. I worked long hours to provide for us while my wife always complained about that. I was never home. I believed I was working for our future. Looking back now, I realize I was simply giving her more opportunities to lie. The first warning signs were small. She guarded her phone. She smiled at messages. She refused to explain. Weekend plans suddenly changed without notice. Whenever I asked questions, she accused me of being insecure. Eventually, I stopped asking because I wanted peace more than arguments. Everything collapsed when she sat across from me one evening and quietly admitted she had been seeing another man for 11 months. Before I could process those words, she added one more sentence. "I am pregnant." The room went completely silent. I felt every dream I had ever built disappear in seconds. The next weekend, her parents invited me to dinner. I believed they wanted to apologize and help us separate with dignity. Instead, they shocked me. Her father calmly said, "People make mistakes." Her mother smiled and told me real men forgive. They insisted I stay married and raise another man's child because divorce would embarrass the family. They even called me selfish for refusing. I listened without raising my voice. Then I stood up and thanked them for their advice. I walked out before anyone realized I had already contacted a lawyer the day before. Within days, I filed for divorce. I gathered every financial record. I protected my savings. I canceled every joint account I legally could. The house was sold according to the law. I moved into a smaller apartment and started rebuilding my life while they kept insisting I would change my mind. Then reality arrived. The man she had the affair with disappeared after learning about the pregnancy. Suddenly, the same family that called me immature started begging me to come back. They promised things would be different. They said the family should forgive. But forgiveness does not mean accepting betrayal without consequences. Months later, the divorce was finalized. I walked out of the courthouse feeling lighter than I had in years. I had lost a marriage, but I had found my self-respect. Friends who once questioned my decision admitted they would have done the same. Even some of her relatives privately apologized for how I had been treated. The greatest lesson was not about revenge. It was about refusing to let guilt control my future. The moment I stopped trying to save people who refused to respect me was the moment my real life finally began. Some people will ask you to sacrifice your peace, so they never have to face the consequences of their own choices. Never confuse kindness with surrender. Respect begins the moment you stop accepting what destroys your dignity. My marriage ended because of betrayal. My future began because I finally chose myself. Looking back now, I do not regret walking away. I regret only the years I thought love could survive without honesty. The hardest day of my life became the beginning of my strongest chapter. I realized that real love is built on trust, loyalty, and respect. The moment those foundations disappear, holding on only creates more pain. Walking away was not an act of revenge. It was an act of self-respect. Today, I have peace instead of constant doubt. I no longer carry the weight of someone else's choices or live to protect people who never protected me. Losing the wrong person gave me the opportunity to find myself again. If this story teaches anything, it is that your dignity is priceless. Never allow guilt, pressure, or fear to convince you to accept betrayal. Choose your future. Choose your happiness. Choose yourself every single time. Please like and subscribe.